I'm Ashton Addison from EventChain for Investmentpitch Media and FinTech News Network. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Ross MacDonald, the CEO of Blockchain Business Magazine. Ross, it's a pleasure to see you again, and welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Let's kick it off by learning a little bit about Blockchain Business Magazine. When did you start it? Why did you start it? And what are the goals you're trying to achieve for your readers?
So in late December 2017, we obviously saw a big boom in the market between blockchain technology and digital assets being adopted. The biggest problem that we saw was that there was a huge lack of information out there. So we decided to start the magazine and start getting some information out to the public.
That's awesome. Yeah, the hype of 2017 really got a lot of new people into the industry, and everyone's really looking for that source of credible information. So it sounds like a good time to start.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was what we wanted to do. And it's fantastic seeing, companies around the world and in Canada that are trying to support this as well. So we wanted to build a platform and a stage for people to promote themselves and, like you said, to give some credible information to the public.
Definitely. And there's so many different cryptocurrencies and applications of blockchain technology in different industries. What are you guys trying to focus on content-wise specifically?
Well, we want to share the stories of the companies that are out there with the products that are applicable and that could be used in our modern day. There's a lot of different companies where they are merely speculating what the uses can be, but we want to promote companies that have actual products that have been tested, that have been applied and used in different industries. So we feel that, by giving the stage for these companies, this is really going to help to grow these industries and to specifically in Canada as well, to help have this grow and be used across the world.
That's great, Ross. And you mentioned Canada. We're both in Canada, but where is your team located specifically? And what is your guys' target audience? Is it just Canadians, North Americans, or is it worldwide?
So we definitely have a focus in Canada. Most of our team is based out of Calgary, Alberta. We do have some team members that work with us out of the United States and in Italy as well. But because our magazine is available online in digital editions, we're seeing sales in Australia, Germany, different parts of Europe. So really, we are promoting companies worldwide, but our focus really is to grow Canada here, if we can.
That's amazing, and I appreciate the efforts to grow the Canadian market. And there's so many people that still don't know about this technology and how revolutionary that it can be and will be, that really there is enough people in North America to just target, even for the first few years. And hopefully the bull run as well the next bull run will, escalate that user acquisition for your guys' magazine.
Yeah, I agree. It's, we see more adoption now than ever. And it's fantastic to see the public where they're starting to understand these concepts. Part of what we're trying to solve as well is for the companies that are selling products that are based on blockchain technology. Part of the problem that they have is they have a long sales cycle because they have to educate their customers before they can sell their products. So if we can do that, where we can get these basics out to companies, corporations, individuals, it's going to really just streamline everything.
I completely agree. And I was just going to say that because this technology is new, it's great to focus on companies that are integrating it into their business. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of the content you guys need to provide is probably education-based and also just the fundamentals, because it can get very technical.
That's right. So with our magazine, for example, when we do have the technical side to different articles, but each issue that we put out so far has a simple 2-page guide. So if someone is new to the industry, they can take something that's not overwhelming. It's, bite-sized portions of information, and they can just have a nice, easy read, absorb it, and then they don't feel too overwhelmed.
That's great. Now, doing a magazine is a lot of work, and I know you guys have a big team, but you also have to have cash flows and revenue to have a sustainable business. What is your guys' goals in driving revenue sources? How are you planning on doing that? And is it enough to create a sustainable business moving forward?
hmm Yeah, from day one, we realized that this was very important to assess. Some people would say a magazine in itself is outdated, but we're finding that the response from the public is fantastic. People want to get their hands on this, whether it's a digital edition or a print edition. So our revenue sources mainly come from subscribers and from ad revenue sales. And we also have some of that for the online portion that tie into our website. And then we also tie into other revenue sources behind the scenes that work with that.
That's great. And you mentioned you have a digital magazine, but are you guys also putting it in newsstands for traditional readers?
We do. So, we weren't going to do that at first, but when we started the company, we had such a huge amount of people asking to see if we would have a print edition, since it's a magazine, that we decided to test it out. And as of this third issue of our magazine that we've put out, it's being put through our distributor and into Chapters and Indigo stores across Canada. So, it should be very easy for people if they want to get their hands on it and get the initial education that they may want.
That's great. And are you guys planning on expanding the print magazines across multiple countries as well? And then the digital magazine, of course, can be downloaded around the world.
Yeah, we're just exploring that right now. Some of the expansion that we're talking about, we've had requests to publish the magazine in other languages and in other countries. We've got distributors that want to partner with us. So we're exploring all of those options right now. Part of what will weigh out those decisions will be to see just how quickly the public will adopt these technologies and want this information. Based on that demand, that will affect how fast we grow and get the print editions and the digital editions into other languages.
That's great. And targeting your demographic, you really need to nail down the type of content that's super important for the reader. Do you see your readers as more, high net worth individuals, or people that are used to the traditional stock market and finances already? Or is this people that are not really familiar with traditional markets and they're just looking to get into this? And of course, the hype cycle really brought in a lot of new people who haven't invested at all before. They're really just interested in this new technology because it's popped up. So do you see that difference in your guys' audience?
We do. There's definitely those who we cater to, so we can get the initial information to them from beginners who don't know anything about blockchain technology. But then we're also giving more specific articles for more seasoned investors. There is an interesting blend of traditional investors and those who say have not invested in traditional assets at all, who only invest in cryptocurrencies. So we're trying to cater to everybody at the same time, and we're finding a nice balance of that right now.
That's great. It's all about balance. And I'm sure you guys are doing well. The market's been up a little bit recently here as your guys' latest magazine issue came out. And so how are you specifically planning on expanding the business? Are you just looking for more readers, or are you also looking for more people to reach out to be featured in the magazine, more investors, strategic partners? Maybe you could explain a little bit more about that.
Yeah, we definitely are covering a few of those different angles. We're definitely looking for companies who would like to be promoted, would like to share their stories with us, and we're looking for new subscribers all the time. And some of the partnerships that we have online for digital distribution and through social media, these are really key for us. We have some exciting new partnerships recently, which you can see in our magazine, that helps us to just reach hundreds of thousands of people online, which we're just ecstatic about.
That's amazing. Now, you guys have put out a few editions in the past couple months here. Is there any specific topics in the blockchain industry that you guys are specifically looking to push out that you haven't yet? The things I can think off the top of my head would be decentralized exchanges, security tokens, Bitcoin mining, interesting topics that people might be looking to look for more information about.
Yeah, we've covered some of those, and we'll be covering some more of those coming up in the next issues, which we will tease on some of our social media. In issue 3, we do have a Bitcoin mining guide. And again, it's 2 pages. It breaks down things very simply. When you mention Bitcoin mining to people, a lot of people actually think, it's physical mining of underground. They don't understand it. So it just goes to show how important this information is. And as we go forward, designing our next issue, we are flexible as well. If there are new topics that come up at the last minute that are important, we fit them in, whatever's best for our subscribers.
That's great, Ross. And you guys did just put out a recent issue. Maybe you could give the release date on that, and also when the viewers could expect each issue to be coming out in the future.
So currently we publish the magazine quarterly. Based on demand, we will probably increase that near the end of the year to bi-monthly issues, and we'll see how that goes. With the latest issue that we've put out, it's available online right now on our website, and the print editions will be available next week in select stores across Canada, and all of that information will be available on our website.
Amazing. Thank you, Ross. And your website is blockchainbusinessmagazine.com?
That's correct.
Wonderful. And if people are looking to pick it up in store, I know you mentioned Indigo and Chapter, so that's a great resource. And I'm looking forward to picking up an edition as well. And I'm looking forward to see how your guys' company flourishes. Do you have any final words for our viewers?
Just when everyone wants to get involved in the industry, don't be overwhelmed, and have a nice objective opinion about what you're reading, and we'll help you through it with our magazine.
It's amazing. Thank you, Ross MacDonald, CEO of Blockchain Business Magazine. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. I'm looking forward to taking a look in the magazine, and until the next edition, we'll speak again. So thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you having me.